With the release of the highly anticipated game, HELLMET, the Dummies vs. Noobs universe has never been more active than it is now, and it's awesome to see. However, I've noticed that a lot of people jumping into HELLMET are doing so because they were intrigued by its premise and gameplay, not necessarily because of its World of Allure connections to DVN. Even fans of DVN may be confused by some of the content in the game, such as things that are either retcons or just flat out weird. So if you are one of these many confused souls, fret no longer. In this video, I will be going over the lore and story of HELLMET, as well as touch on where it fits into the larger, new Dummies vs. Noobs lore. Yes, the lore was rewritten by the creator, which means that practically everything from my previous video has been altered, or just flat out made wrong. You love to see it, fellas. Anyways, without further ado, be sure to like and subscribe and comment down below what the next video topic should be, and without further ado, let's jump into it. But before we get into HELLMET, because frankly there's not really much to talk about yet, let's talk about the new DVN lore. I'll just be going over it broadly for the sake of being quick, so if you want more details, I'll link the doc in the description for you to check out for yourself. On a planet known only as the Base Plate, there lies two supercontinents, Ellison and Arrakis. However, we really only care about the latter, as that's the place where the majority of the story takes place. On the Araxian continent, there lies a multitude of nations and factions. However, once again, for the sake of this video, we only care about three. Dominia, or the Dominion of Pinzau, Nucia, or the Republic of Nucia, and Gessa, or the Autonomous Administrative Republic of Gessa, who I'll refer to as the AARG from now on. These three countries are home to the Dummies, Noobs, and Guests, respectively, and the three have been caught in endless fighting for centuries, as each nation and people vie for the title of most influential nation on the base plate. Although saying that like Gessa was ever in the running is pretty funny, considering that they've been the one getting one-upped and downtrodden by Nucia and the weather of the planet. I think at this point we all know the story. Throughout the 19th, 20th, and 21st centuries of the base plate, Nucia, Dominia, and Gessa develop weapons, technology, and other inventions as time goes by. They experience times of peace and times of war, but you can always see the underbelly of unease present in each action taken by these nations. It mirrors real life to an extent, but it obviously is taken to an extreme, and that is what makes DVN's lore and politics so intriguing. Like I said in the previous video, Nucia is an extreme version of the United States, whilst Dominia is an extreme version of Russia and China, kind of mixed. Gessa is a lot harder to find a direct inspiration, but some large ones appear to be the American Indians, the Mexicans, and the Africans. This is kind of based on how they are treated in the story, particularly by Nucia, who is our America-like country. Anyways, I think we all get the story and lore of DVN, so let's transition into the new stuff introduced by HELLMET. HELLMET takes place roughly 10 years before the canonical events of DVN. According to the official timeline, this takes place in 2044. Which means that HELLMET takes place around 2034. Looking at events on the timeline around this time, this means that HELLMET takes place just after the Category 9 hurricane hits Dominia, and the Gessin vs. Nucia civil war is still going on, reaching its twilight years. This explains why Fireteam 6 is there in the first place. The squad is made up of Aratus, their grizzled, battle-hardened leader who never shows his face, Casca, the optimistic, chill guy on the team, and Kalar, the timid, anxious, youngest, and newest member of the team. As of now, there isn't much lore in the base game, given that there's only 2 mentions. In Decovenant, Fireteam 6 simply escapes a hospital that they were trapped in after seemingly being left behind. They destroy a Gessian control tower and leave. In Dawnbreaker, the group sneaks into a Gessian-controlled building and happens upon a prototype mecha that a dummy of all people is piloting in the building's crack house basement. And after destroying it, the squad simply returns home. They're pretty straightforward missions, but they aren't the only things here. In both missions, there are secret codes that you have to find and decode in order to unlock some walls of tech. Lore, totally. The second one is yet to be decoded, and I'm honestly too lazy to do it myself, but the first one has. Plugging the code into the box, we get a manuscript detailing the lore behind Nucia and Gessia's multiple centuries of conflict, and why Gessa was annexed in the first place. Like I said earlier, it's literally just America lore. Lastly, I want to briefly touch on our friend Emissary here, He's literally just been the G-Man so far, just like watching things and appearing to Aratus, who has apparently seen him according to some dialogue. And he just is in the shadows and is supposedly the one behind the difficulty stuff. He also appears in DVN as a dummy, so it's clear that Emissary just acts as a true neutral force on all sides, taking the form of and appearance of whatever race he needs to. Anyways, that's really all I got for now. Helmet is still in its infancy, and the game still needs to get more updates for things to become more clear. Obviously, as the game updates, I'll make more videos on it, as this is an ever-evolving story. But for now, I hope you enjoyed what I had here. Remember to like and subscribe and all those funny things, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.